This is Kirk Mauser, who is the director of On Golden Pond here at the Lakewood Theater Company. Just opened tonight, and it's been a huge success. People have been loving it. So tell us a little bit about, this is not unfamiliar material to a lot of people.
Correct.
Once upon a time, this was a movie with a bunch of people you've never heard of, trust me. Anyway.
Jane Fonda, Peter Fonda, you know.
Yeah, people you've never heard of. So anyway, tell us a little bit about what it's like diving into this material that has already kind of had a little bit of an imprint on people's minds.
No, good question. I think with On Golden Pond, we immediately think of the Jane Fonda, Henry Fonda movie version of the piece itself. And that particular piece for the screenplay was very, very dark. And it was almost a reconciliation between father and daughter when they filmed it for Hollywood. The play version itself is a lighthearted comedy. Not to mention that there aren't serious moments within the piece itself, but in juxtaposition to the screenplay, it's a lot of fun. So consequently, as we approach the play itself, it's on a different level. Taking a look at the piece, yes, granted from the human level with the relationships and all, but also from the idea that it's entertainment, it's comedy, it's a lighthearted piece that audience members just really embrace and enjoy. But it's a wonderful coming-of-age piece for three different generations. We're talking about the younger generation and the teenager coming of age, to the middle-aged couple who have found love for the second time, to those in their latter years and coming to terms with their own mortality, and putting them all together in this microcosm of a cabin in Maine, and this wonderful environment around them of nature, and a place where they go to retreat and have for many, many years. And what transpires when you put these three generations together, and all of these unspoken words between father and daughter, and new discoveries with the young generation coming and surprising the elderly folks on a unexpected visit. And so one thinks, wow, this could be a time bomb waiting to happen, and at certain points it is, but we also get to see the humanity and the warmth and the love of two people, in particular the father and the daughter, where they're able to reconcile years of differences and just finally come to terms and say that they love one another. And it's never too late, even at the age of 80, that Norman comes to that conclusion that he actually loves his daughter.
I know, it's really, and it's so moving in the play to see it. And, you know, I just find it so interesting that they felt like with the screenplay they had to change it to kind of fit the dynamic that Jane Fonda and Henry Fonda had in real life.
Mm-hmm.
This is a very sweet show, and it's very fun to watch. It's not, it is very Emotional, but in a good way.
Mm-hmm.
It's not dragging you across the coals.
That's right. That's right.
Let me ask you about the set, because that's sort of another character in its way.
Absolutely.
It's a really, first of all, it's a beautiful set.
Well, the design by John Girth, who's a brilliant designer. This is my second project with him. First, a musical that we did together, Secret Garden, and very incredibly gifted designer. Has worked with the Guthrie and has this wonderful, just plethora of resume background that he brings to local audiences here in the Portland area. But it was important for me in discussing with John that this scenic design itself, the elements embraced nature, that nature was brought indoors. And so the original Broadway design just called for the cabin itself and no exterior elements. And I wanted to create a dock. I wanted the audiences to believe that the pond was right there, the lake was right there. Having actors actually touch the water was important to me. Being able to go outside and breathe the air was important as well. And the idea of just that nature element helping them in their rebirth, so to speak. So John did a wonderful job taking all of these conceptual ideas of how do I create this tiny Maine cabin that has been lived in and loved for many, many, many years, and allow the out of doors inside. And so he created these beautiful windows and the structure, the skeleton structure that encompasses the piece in a way that it's intimate. And that was another aspect that I really wanted him to bring across, was that the piece itself, it's not a big Broadway stage.
No.
It's you want to feel like you're in someone's living room.
And it does. And it feels like a place that you've been. It doesn't feel like...
It was lived in.
It doesn't feel like a set.
Yeah.
It feels like the real thing. It's really beautiful.
Oh,
Thank you so much, and
you
great
bet.
job. Really
Well,
wonderful.
Thanks so much. I appreciate your time.